Welcome everyone. Just going to turn down this music. I got some music in the background here. Welcome to our Casual Friday. I'm just, technology, wonderful thing. Love it to death. It's fantastic. However, there are times, and today's one of those days. So I'm just getting ready to go, and guess what pops up? Your mouse on your battery's mouse is just about out. I'm going, oh, you're kidding me, really? Now I do have a spare one over there. However, I don't know if it's charged, so I'm just putting it in charge here. We'll chat a few minutes, and then I'll then we'll get into what we're going to get into. So hopefully you guys are ready for Christmas. Everything is going good for you. 8 more sleeps. We've got a little thing on our wall that counts down to Christmas, and there's 8 more sleeps till Christmas, so we're looking forward to that. Elisha, just check, can I get a sound and visual check out there? Make sure that I'm coming through okay. So if someone could reach out and say, hey, I can see you, I can hear you, and just to make sure that we're all good on this end. I got a thumbs up. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. So we're going to, again, open for questions. Any kind of ACT-related stuff. Happy to jump in and answer any questions, anything that may be on your mind. We are going to cover today online calendaring and how do you get that online calendaring into your ACT calendar. And so we're gonna kind of dive into that. There are a lot of online calendaring programs out there, and so we're gonna kind of just talk a little bit about that. But before we kind of dive into that, by all means, and again, I mentioned this last week. We've got the crowd that we have on here is not like my kids, where they text, they post all the time. So we're a little bit more shyer. No, that's not a word. We're more shy, I think, or something to that effect, and so we don't post as much. But please comment, ask questions, let me know what you're thinking, and then we can make sure we answer those or discuss them, whatever the case may be. So we're going to talk about calendaring. We're going to show you 3 online calendars. Now, there's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of online calendars, and all of them are different. I've used one for an unrelated business activity that I'm in that is called Setmore. And you've used that probably for coming up 3 years. And it's not a bad program. It's pretty good. It syncs down to Microsoft Outlook, your Outlook calendar. And so it's not a bad one, but we're going to show you 3 others. One that goes directly into ACT, and then 2 others that don't go directly into ACT. They go into Outlook, and then you synchronize your Outlook to get those calendar items into ACT. And so we're going to just kind of cover that this afternoon for a bit here. So hopefully everybody is doing good. Hopefully my mouse is charged up enough here so we can actually go through here without this it dying on me. I don't know how much. I know it does a fast charge, but I don't know how fast is fast. Anyways, so we're going to get into calendaring in the new year. I don't have the whole schedule done up, but we've got a few people. We're going to do some interviews, so it's going to be a little more interactive with having people on and having discussions. If there's something that you'd like to discuss, like we're going to be bringing in somebody who talks about best practices, somebody who talks about technology. So we're going to bring in some different people, some people on productivity. There's one person that I haven't confirmed yet that actually goes into presentation. So when you're doing Zoom or webinar, GoToWebinar, or any of those kind of meetings, there's some best practices there as well. And hopefully she will be able to help us out with that. So we should have a good solid bunch of live streams coming up in the new year. And over the holidays, I'll be kind of prepping a little bit more for that. And by the way, just so everybody knows, Monday is our last day, and then we're shut down till we're back open on January 5th. So just so you're aware, we do have an emergency. If you need to get a hold of somebody, you can't get into ACT. Emergency doesn't mean, yeah, I'd like to change a template. Emergency would be I can't get into ACT. So if you can't get into ACT and you're having those kinds of problems, you can email support@corelogix.ca, and one of the minions out there will get it to the right person to help you out the best we can over the holidays. Anyways, hopefully this mouse is going to work here. Okay, I didn't get the error now, so hopefully we got a little bit of time on this mouse. All right, so let's jump over to my other screen. And I'm not going to do the snow globe thing this time, just because I don't want to. And actually, I was messing around with it, and anyways, we won't get into that. So we're going to cover three different ones. So first of all, in ACT, if you're going to be using the one calendar that updates your Outlook calendar, then you're going to need to go in and do a synchronization back and forth between the two. So in Tools, and this may not set up for me just because this is a demo virtual machine, and so I may not have everything in there that we will need, but let's have a look. So what we do is we go into, now this synchronize Outlook, or synchronize with Outlook, is where we go to do the is part of the area we can go and do the setup, or we can go into Tools, down to Preferences, and then this is where I usually set it up initially, is go into here, and then we go to Email and Outlook Sync, and it's down here where we want to do it. And you can see that this is disabled for this demo database. So we go into Outlook Synchronization Preferences. It's going to want me to log in or pull up all the, come on. Well, that's chugging away here. I've never done it on this machine, so I'm not sure what to expect. That's the nice thing about a live stream. In a VoIP, VOD, VOD, video on demand, you have control over that because you can do like 100 takes before you get it right. But when you're doing it live, well, what you see is what you get. All right, so in here, when you're setting this up, and you may want to have Matt to do this. Matt is he is our expert on this. He's done a lot of calendaring integrations, and being able to pull Outlook calendars into ACT. So he's the best to do it. So you can do this on your own, and shouldn't be a problem. I'm not going to go into a deep dive on this, but basically what you're going to want to do is you can do a two-way sync to Outlook or a one-way. Now you're going to need to do a two-way sync because the online calendars, they need to, if you're going to be using the Outlook one, it's going to look at your Outlook calendar and it's going to look for openings. So you need your ACT calendar to go up to your Outlook calendar, and then you need your Outlook calendar to go down to ACT. Meaning, if somebody books online, you need that booking to go into ACT. And if you have something blocked off at a specific time and you need to have that go up into Outlook so that that time is blocked off, you'll need to do a two-way sync. Now, I only recommend two-way sync for calendar. As far as doing synchronization with contacts, don't super recommend it. Sorry, it's a little dry in this office. Excuse me. All right, so two-way sync. And then what it's going to ask you is, what kind of activity. So keep the activities in ACT, keep the activities in Outlook, keep the newest activity. I'm just going to go with the ACT one. When an activity is cleared, leave the activity on the Outlook calendar, delete the activity on the Outlook calendar, so you can kind of mess around with the preferences Again, I wouldn't go into synchronization of contacts. And then advanced, you can say, well, what kind of stuff do I want to have? So maybe I want to have calls, meetings, to-dos. Now I'm working off our financial advisor template here. KYC calls, KYC meetings. Choose what you want, and then you can have a select here of keeping 14 days, 30 days in the future. You can sometimes people like to have that a little bit further out, and then once you're done, you get that all set up and press OK. And that's really all there is to it. And then, do you want to synchronize now? I'm going to go no, because this is a demo database, and I don't know if I don't think I've got anything in that calendar. All right, so now that we've got that set up, so that's basically what you need to do on the ACT end. That's really all you have to do is just make sure the synchronization. Oh, and I should show you. One of the things you'll want to do is set up the synchronization for the calendar. Because if that's not on and you're relying on manual sync, you're going to miss stuff on both ends of the calendar. So, and you're going to get some conflicts. So you've got auto synchronization, synchronized manually. That's how I've got it set up now. But you could have it set up, a specific day, every 15 minutes, synchronize when computer is started, synchronize in real time as things change. That's probably not a bad one. Again, Matt will know a little more on the details of what is better, whether you do it on an increment like 15 minutes or do it live real time. And then the timer on here, you can have it schedule always synchronize or synchronize between certain time frames, right? And have it work that way as well. All right. All right, so that's in that side. So let's go through. No, I don't want to. All right. So now let's go into the different calendar options that you have. And we're going to look at them from a client's view. So what does the client look at when they go on? Now, and I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly of these three that I'm going to show you. The first one is, well, let's just go into some samples of what they look like. So here's one that I did up in Outlook, or let me, I guess, list the ones that we're going to be talking about. There's one called Linktivity, and that's the one that goes directly into ACT. It's not bad. It's not my highest rated one. And then we've got Calendly, which we have quite a few clients that are using Calendly. And then we have Microsoft Bookings. And so Microsoft, if you've got an Office 365 business account, it comes with it, as far as I know. I can't remember which version that's in there, but I'll show you here in a second where to find it to see if you have that accessible to you. I believe everybody does that has the business account. So in here, what we're going to do is, so this is one that I just kind of quickly mocked up with Microsoft Office 365 in the bookings. And so this is what the client would see. You're basically seeing different types of services when they come on. And again, I just mocked this up yesterday really quickly. So you'll see here you've got initial consulting, coaching, and training. And you can see there's time frames on them, and then you've got down here at the bottom, you've got setting it up, who it's going to be with, and everything. So this is not a bad layout. The nice thing about this is it allows you to have different categories. So maybe you've got one for consulting that's a specific time, like you'll see there. I've got training that's for 2-hour block of time. The coaching and the initial consult are both an hour each. And so when what the person does is comes into here and they choose what they want. So say they want training. They check that off and it says books for training. You can see that change there. If I change it to this, you'll see that's what it is. And then down here, this is the only thing I don't really care for is you have to choose a staff. I can't have, at least so far, I'm still experimenting here. So far, I haven't been able to have this pop up so that it automatically defaults to me. So you have to actually click on the drop down. Now there may be a way around this. Again, I'm a newbie when it comes to working with this particular product, but it's free, and that's why I like it, is because it doesn't cost me anything, and it's worth messing around with to see how this will work for me. So this is the only one that I really didn't, where you have to actually choose. And then you pick the date and time, and you can see the ones that are highlighted here is when you can do it. And when you click on here, it'll show what's available. So you can see here, Tuesday the 21st, I got, hardly anything. Now, again, this is this is a demo database, so this isn't real life. So I've got one at 11 o'clock, so I choose the 11 o'clock time. And then the person puts in their name, email address, and their phone number, and then any additional notes, and then press book. So we're going to put in here Billy the Kid. And let's just pick clxcrm@gmail.com. And address optional, we're going to bypass that. You'll see email address is optional in here. You can set that up so it's not optional, so it is mandated. Now this is really important on any of the online bookings that don't go directly into ACT, which are the two that I'm showing you, both Calendly and Microsoft Booking. You need to make sure that they have the email address in there, because what this does is the email address links, when you comes over to ACT, it verifies that email address, and it goes, oh, that's Billy the Kid's contact record. And then when it puts it into ACT, it actually links it to Billy the Kid. If there's no email address there, it has no idea how to link this activity to a contact in ACT. So it's really important that what you do is, you can see me talking with my hands. It's really important that you have an email address and make that not an option, but you have to put it in. Now, there's an issue with that. There can be an issue with that. If you have an email address of your client is, Billy the Kid at kid.com, but he sends this meeting request with Billy the Kid at gmail.com, and you don't have his Gmail email address, it'll put the activity in there, but it won't link it to Billy the Kid. Does that make sense? So you want to make sure that you've got, if your clients do have personal email addresses, if you can capture them, because then what it'll do is it'll look at all the email addresses, verify, yep, this person's here, and it'll link it to that individual. Phone number 403-555-1212. That's not a real number. And we'll just go test. And then we go book. And really that's all there is to it from the end user's perspective. Now this is probably chugging a little bit slow just because we're doing a bunch of other stuff, or I've got a lot of stuff running here. And so this is going to put it up. It's going to say Billy the Kid's training. And some of these, depending upon, now Microsoft, I haven't totally investigated yet. Some of them will send out an email. I believe the Microsoft Bookings does send out a email saying just a reminder. Calendly for sure sends that out. And depending upon the package, you can actually have it text out as well. The other program that I've used, which I'm not going to show you today, is Setmore. And Setmore also sends out both an email and a text message for that to go out. The Setmore, just from a cost perspective, is around $200 a year US, if I remember correctly. So just so you're aware that for the ones that have a cost to it. But I'll have to check with the Microsoft Bookings. I'm pretty sure that it sends out a reminder, but I don't think it does text. Okay, you can cancel a booking and you can do a new booking when they get that. All right, so that's what that looks like from there. The next one we're going to go to is, let's see here. We're going to go down to some samples from others and how they've laid it out. So this is also a Microsoft booking. You can see that it's going through Office 365, and you can see that they've got several ones set up, and very similar to what I had. And And you just click on that, and then again go down and do exactly what I did. So this is another Microsoft one that one of our clients has. And then this is Calendly, so you can see what Calendly is. We'll use it Rhett here. And you'll see that this is a personal one. You'll see that it comes up with his name, because this is how Calendly works, is you can have individuals, or you can have where they choose who it is, or not choose who it is. They just get who they get. Now you'll see here, it says powered by Calendly. That's the free one. So Calendly does have a free one, but you're going to have some branding on here. All right. So you can do the Microsoft one, Microsoft Booking. That's free. You can use Calendly. It has a free one, but it has limitations. One of the limitations is you've got some branding here. But you'll see he's got a few different ones set up. So let's just do a 15-minute meeting. It takes it to his calendar here. You get to choose when you want to do it. So let's say on the 22nd. And it'll pop up with times that are available, 9:30, confirm. And then they put in their name, email address, any comments, and schedule event. I'm not going to do this for them, but you can see here that it puts this information down. The free one does not send out a reminder, if I remember correctly. We can go to calendly.com here just to double check. But I don't think it sends out you have to go to the paid version to get a reminder. And then you have to go up another level to actually get the text message confirming. But this is pretty good. For free, it's not bad at all. So I'm not going to actually schedule this for them. So we'll leave that the way it is. And then we have, here's another one where they don't have it for the individual. It's just the company. And then you choose what you need to actually go through. So you want to talk to, let's say client services investments, and then it doesn't actually say who you're going to meet with on the way they've got it configured. And that's the nice thing, is you can configure this Calendly to be whatever you want, again depending upon the tier that you choose as far as pricing. And then the last one, so each one of these, one of the things I want to mention is each one of these, one of the power behind these, because I'm not going to be doing a deep dive into this, when you set up a calendar scheduling, actually, let me show you this last one, and then I'll talk about the differences between the two. Maybe that's a better way to approach it. So I'm going to go into the sample, and here's a online schedule and this is called Linktivity. And this one goes directly into ACT, and we are a reseller for this particular product. Calendly, we're not. You can just go in and do your own thing with Calendly. Same with Setmore if you want to use something like that. And then, like I said, bookings in Microsoft, it's free. You don't need anything there. So basically what it is, you choose the date, you choose the time available, and then it pops up and you have name, contact, or name, company, email address, phone, appointment type. This is where you choose the type, and you'll see I only have call in here, but you could have different types that pull into here, but it doesn't change the duration or anything else based on those types you choose. Description, details, and then a priority, and then create the appointment. It's that simple. Now I have this linked to a different database, so I can't really show you this, but it just goes directly into ACT. And that's one of the pluses for this one, is it does go directly into ACT. It doesn't go into Outlook and then have to sync to ACT. That's one of the pluses on here. Now to get into the good, bad, and the ugly between the three of them. In this particular application, it does not allow you to, like, you can set what days of the week. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Let's say you want to you're going to have open it up for bookings, and you can do it between 2 and 5 or something like that. But that's all you can do. You can't say Monday between here and here, Tuesday between here and here, and Wednesday between this time and this time. That's one of the big limitations on this particular product, is the flexibility. It's a very light program for what it can do. The nice thing is, the big plus for this is it goes directly into ACT. The negative on this would be, or the bad and the ugly would be, that you don't have the micro adjustments that you probably would want, probably what I would want. I don't use this because I want different times on different days, and it does not allow me to do it. It's either you pick the days and you pick the time slots once, and then it's across the board. As you can see, when I go up to here, let's go back. You'll see here, it gives the same time slots for each days. I picked Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and it just shows the same thing. I have no other choice on different days to change different things. And you can go in and block off days, but it's a heck of a lot of work. So I don't recommend that. So this one here, not a bad. It's $60 a month per user, or $60 a year, sorry, per user. So $5 a month, reasonably priced. So it's a good price. So that's another plus for it. But the flexibility, it looks good, but the flexibility, and it doesn't give you any customization. You can pull up your logo, but that's it. You can't do really anything else as far as customization to it. But it's a good entry level one, but it is, like I said, $60 a year. Now let's go back to these other ones. Calendly, I'll just log into my Calendly account. I don't have an account I do have an account for Microsoft, but I don't have it on this computer. So Calendly, this is an online link here. This one here ranges, and we can get to some pricing in a second here. This one is, you can set up different components to it, and you can create different types. There's a lot of configuration, and this one does allow you to have, Monday I want to do it between 8 and 10. Tuesday I want it between 2 and 4. You have that flexibility, which I personally want to have. I don't want to have it where I'm limited on my ability to configure it. So let's just go to Calendly here. And let's get out of here. Let's just go to Calendly. Hopefully it doesn't, oh, I spelled that wrong. All right. So Calendly pricing. So there's your free one. The essentials, let's just go through what you get. All right. So the things you want to look for here in Calendly is right, you can see here on the dashes of what you get. You only get one activity type. And what was the other thing I wanted to, see, customize email notifications and reminders, no, and then you do here. That's customized. So they will have reminders, but they will be generic reminders. You can't really customize them. So you can go through this. Just go to calendly.com, have a look at the pricing, see if what that looks like to you. So now you know what that's about. And so the flexibility on this is really good. I like this one. I navigate more over to the Microsoft. Now I'm going into my Office account here, and I just wanted to show you. Click on this little bottom here where it says All Apps, and when you go into All Apps, you want to look over here. So it's down here in the bottom. Click on All Apps when you go into your online account, and then if you've got booking, you click on Bookings here. And then, now this won't let me because I've already got my account set up on a different thing here. But what you'll do is it'll say get started or something like that. And then you just start, you link it into your account, and it'll add it, and away you go. So it works really, really well. Out of these three, I would more or less want to recommend you first try out the free one. I mean, it's always try the free one out first and see if it fits. This one also allows you to book time slots in different times. So it's micro adjustments. So I can do, between 8 and 10, 2 and 4 on Tuesday, that sort of stuff. So I personally kind of like this one because it's free. and it will synchronize into ACT once you've got that set up. And then the third one, if you really want some flexibility, the Calendly is it's the Cadillac of the three. And I think it's even better than Setmore as far as flexibility. The layout I'm not crazy about. The layout in Calendly or in Setmore is a little bit better as far as what the client sees initially. But you know, all you're wanting people to do is book an activity with you and get it into your calendar. So I think any one of them would work fine. But again, I would navigate more over and try the free one out. Then if you don't really care about that, do a free trial of Calendly. You can get a 14-day trial for Linktivity. Send me an email or put it on the post that you'd like to try out Linktivity. You do have 14 days to mess around with it. You will need your API key for your database in order for the two to connect. Yeah, any one of those three, and even Setmore, I would even mess around with Setmore, and it's just from a time perspective, I didn't want to spend too much time going into that. Now, again, I didn't do a deep dive into settings and configuration and stuff like that, just for the simple fact is that that would take up quite a bit of time. And really, I would want to do one app per video or for the live stream, just because it would pretty much take up at least, you'd want to have 45 minutes, an hour on one just going through all the little settings and configurations that you can do. But that's the calendaring apps. So you do have choices. We've worked on all three of these, and they all work great. As you can see, we've got some samples from some of our clients that are using both Calendly and using the Microsoft bookings. I don't think we have that many using Linktivity. Yeah, very few that are using that, more that are using the other two. So there you go. Any questions? Any thing you want to bring up about online calendaring or calendaring in general? Hello. Come on, you guys. Don't be so shy. I'm sure you've got questions. Concerns, maybe. The only thing that I would be concerned about is on these online ones, where they're going to Outlook, is synchronizing. But we've had clients that have been using that. That would be really the only break point for me. And that would only be if a person didn't put in an email address or they didn't have it as a default to have the email address in there, is that it wouldn't shoot into ACT with their name on it. It would actually go into ACT as an activity, but it wouldn't link to their contact record. That would be the only thing. But from what we've seen so far on these two products, it hasn't been an issue so far. All right. Well, folks, this is a live stream. Do you have any questions? Come on. Things you'd like to see in the new year. How about that? No? Bunch of shy people. It's Friday afternoon. You probably headed out already. All right. Well, we'll shut this one down sooner than later. So hopefully you have a Merry Christmas. We won't. Our next one will be. When will it be? I think it's January 7th. Yep, January 7th. So our next one will be January 7th. And we'll have, I don't know if we're having a guest on that first one, for sure on the 24th. We may have one on the 17th, or on the 7th, sorry. We may have one on the next one. So have yourself a marvelous Christmas and a happy New Year if we don't talk beforehand. Hopefully these live streams are beneficial to you. I'm trying to make them as, casual and just make them, as, not scripted as possible and just kind of free stream it. And again, this is, I think, our third or fourth one we've done. So again, we'll have better content and better stuff going on in the new year. But hopefully you've enjoyed this, and this has helped you maybe make some decisions whether you do or you don't want to use it, or how you would use it, and we'll go from there. Anyways, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all of you, and best wishes to you and your family. Keep safe, and try to stay away from that new viral strain that's out there if you can. All the best, my friends. Bye for now.